There was no sound in space, but in Captain R. Vox's mind, the silence of his vessel felt like death. The Zethus Vorn, once a proud destroyer of the Abalathi fleet, now limped through Sector Delta Tau with half her engines melted and plasma scars along her hull. Her AI barely held cohesion. Her crew floated in artificial gravity so unstable it caused vertigo. One wrong jolt, and the antimatter core would likely implode. And yet, the coordinates had been punched in. They were nearing what his crew called the impossible dock, Earth's Orbital Human Repair Facility 09. RIR Vox had resisted. He was Abalathi from the warrior class. They didn't ask humans for help. They conquered. They led. But his second-in-command, a veteran named Exazil, had said it quietly but clearly, "Sir, if you want to live, we need them." So now, against centuries of doctrine and pride, the Zethus Vorn limped toward the most whispered-about place in the galaxy. Dock 09 didn't look like much at first. It lacked the neon-adorned elegance of Varzelli docks. It didn't carry the sacred architectural harmonics of the Irvani. Instead, it looked industrial, cold, built not for grace but function. But then, the captain noticed what his sensors told him, anomalous energy readings that shouldn't be possible. A strange quantum frequency surrounding the station, molecular-level force fields. And then the whispers from his own damaged ship AI. Dangerous, efficient, human. As they docked, he expected a greeting party, perhaps a formal arrangement of military engineers or robotic welders. Instead, there was one man. He stood on the magnetic lock deck in a simple grease-stained uniform, a small patch reading Dock 09, lead mechanic Harris. No rank, no titles, just the calm, quiet confidence of someone who had repaired the galaxy's worst wrecks and wasn't impressed by titles. "Welcome to Dock 9, the human said, chewing something sticky. "You're lucky you didn't try flying one more sector. Your core shielding's 5 seconds from quantum inversion. We'll fix that." "You analyzed our ship already?" RIR Vox said, frowning. The man shrugged. "Yeah, you guys scream pretty loud in the EM band when you're dying." RIR Vox's mandibles clicked in surprise. "Relax," Harris said, already turning toward the interior corridor. "You've got bigger problems than pride, Captain. You've got an Abalathi heat manifold reversed through a Tarsky vent lattice. That's suicidal. We're going to unsuicide it." The repair bays were massive and unlike anything Vox had ever seen. The walls weren't lined with wires. They were the wires. The floors didn't have panels. They were the system. Every inch of the facility was alive, humming softly, watching, analyzing. Drones floated with eerie precision. And humans, hundreds of them, moved like they belonged in the chaos. It was Harris, though, who stood at the center of it all, issuing orders with only a nod. He didn't yell. He didn't need to. Humans swarmed the Zethus Vorn like worker insects with a singular purpose: salvation through sheer mechanical genius. Over the next few hours, RIR Vox saw the impossible. Hull breaches closed using something they called smart welds, nanites that not only sealed but strengthened the material. They didn't replace systems. They reinvented them. Plasma coils were realigned with technology the Abalathi didn't even possess. And when one of the ship's gravitic stabilizers failed entirely, the humans didn't panic. They built a new one from scratch using little more than scrap alloy and what they called a fusion 3D fab. "You built a grav stabilizer, manually," RIR Vox whispered as he watched. "We've had worse days," Harris said, scratching his chin. "Had a Zarn dreadnought in here last week, with half its matter drive phasing through itself. We unphased it. That's not possible." Harris didn't answer. He just grinned. It was late into the third Earth night cycle when RIR Vox finally asked a question that had been burning in him since arrival. "Why are you doing this? Why are you so good at this? No other race has facilities like this. Humans aren't even the oldest species in the Accord. And yet..." Harris sat on a support beam, drinking coffee and staring at the stars. "Why us?" he said. "Because we break stuff. That's our curse and our talent. And because when we break things, we learn. We tinker. We panic. We improvise. You Abalathi build your warships with sacred blueprints and 10,000-year-old tradition. We build ours in garages. He took a sip. See, Captain, humans are great at chaos. And there's no place more chaotic than a broken warship 20 minutes from implosion. You bring that to us, we solve it. Because that's what we do. We solve problems. Fast, dirty, effective. And you don't expect repayment? We don't do it for that. We do it because someone out there needs it done. That's enough. RIR Vox didn't believe him. Couldn't. But the results spoke louder than belief. On the final day, as the Zethus Vorn stood fully restored, better than it had ever been, RIR Vox prepared for departure. Harris walked alongside him one last time. You'll notice we upgraded your shielding too, Harris said casually. Added a human-style phase flux modulator. It'll keep you from frying next time someone gets clever with a pulse beam. RIR Vox bowed, something his people rarely did. Your name will be spoken with respect in our war councils. Cool, Harris said. I'll still be here fixing trash freighters and broken mining bots. Fame's not my thing. As the Abalathi ship undocked, it pulsed once with new engines that left a shockwave across the bay. Human engineers clapped in satisfaction. Another miracle. Another save. Another story for the stars. But not every story stayed quiet. Weeks later, on the far side of the galactic core, an Irixian diplomatic cruiser sustained core damage near a black hole. The Irixians, known for their disdain of humans, refused to call Earth. They chose their own engineers. The cruiser collapsed in seconds. The final report simply read, they should have called Doc 09. And slowly, throughout the galaxy, among captains and warlords, among explorers and smugglers, one truth echoed like a whisper passed from dying lips to desperate ears. If your ship's dying, call the humans. Not because their ships are strongest, not because their machines are flawless, but because human repair bays are where hope survives the impossible. Because humans don't just repair damage, they rebuild miracles.